Breaking news out of Tuscaloosa as Richard Young has officially signed his letter of intent with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Andrew Bone here to break it all down. The number 4 running back in this class of 2023, top 15 in the state of Florida there, top 60 in the country. We heard some Oregon rumblings around the time of his commitment, but ultimately at the end of July there, he committed with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now signs his letter of intent. This adds to a loaded running back room coming in here for Alabama. What's the rundown on Richard Young?
This is a big physical running back. This is a guy who's probably got more physicality than just about any player in the recruiting class. I mean, he's 6'1", over 200 pounds, strong as an ox, very physical runner, power runner. Didn't have a great offensive line blocking for him, but he got a lot done. I mean, he had over 1,700 yards rushing during his junior season. A little bit less as a senior, only 1,100 yards rushing, but I think this is a guy that Alabama was really excited about. Once he stepped foot on campus more than a year ago, he attended Alabama's camp during the summer, and they really liked him a lot. I mean, this was a guy that they really prioritized, him and Justice Haynes from the get-go, and I think that the coaching staff led by Robert Gillespie, did a great job recruiting him. Got great field vision, but also, is explosive. He can get to point A to point B in a hurry, and I think that this is definitely a guy that is going to have a chance to see the field just because of how physical he is. It reminds me a lot of Brian Robinson coming out of high school. Brian was a kid that could do it all as far as catching the ball out of the backfield, being physical, going up the middle, running in between the tackles, getting to the outside. Richard's kind of the same way. Doesn't catch as many balls as Brian Robinson did coming out of high school, but is that physical, explosive type of running back, and I think he's got a chance. You look at him right there, pulling a hurdle move just like Najee Harris. But I think that this, I can't say enough about this running back class. Him and Justice Haynes are just an absolute two-headed monster at the position. Will he have a chance to come in and contribute and play early? I think he will. There's a lot of really good running backs that are hoping to have big seasons. You can imagine, that backfield in Tuscaloosa next fall, but they're going to have 2 freshmen that are really going to push those guys. And I think he's got a chance to see the field just because of how physical he is, how developed he already is, and the fact that he's enrolling in January.
I love the Najee Harris comp. I mean, you see the hurdle on the one play, then dragging guys down the field. Such a strong runner here. And a guy that was, kind of shaky with his commitment, at least the day of. We thought it might have been Oregon. Ultimately, it turned out as Alabama. What were the final factors there in his decision to choose the Crimson Tide?
Well, I think it was always Alabama with Richard. There was some talk that maybe Georgia, maybe Oregon. Especially after Justice Haynes committed to Alabama, everybody just automatically assumed that Richard Young was going to end up going to Georgia, and then there were some predictions that came in for Oregon, but. We kind of let people know on Bama Insider that Alabama was always in good shape. We felt really confident that he was going to end up being in the class. Of course, you never really knew for sure once Haynes committed if that was going to affect him at all. But kind of leading up to that decision, we continued to hear that it wasn't going to play a major factor. That he liked the fact that he was going to be in a class with Justice Haynes, and it was going to be kind of that two-headed monster backfield. I think that obviously the development at the running back position, all these people keep claiming running back and all this stuff, but you look at the numbers, you look at what Alabama's been able to produce, especially in the NFL here lately. I mean, it's hard to say that Alabama isn't running back anymore. You got the top 2 rushers in the NFL right now with Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, and so many other guys that are in the NFL. We talked about Brian Robinson earlier, Kenyon Drake, Damian Harris. I mean, it's just it's a great group of backs in the NFL for the Crimson Tide right now. That are getting a lot of love and attention, and getting starting in the NFL. So that's something that really speaks to a lot of these recruits, and it's something that's been going on for a long time. The development at the running back position, the ability to use multiple backs rather than just having one bell cow. You get a chance to to mix it up, and you get a chance to take some breaks, and you get a chance to rest, and you get a chance to not just wear yourself out before you get to the NFL. Now we've seen some guys get some big carries, and a lot of that's due to maybe some injuries on the team. But I think Alabama likes to split it up, and bringing in a guy like Richard Young and Justice Haynes in this class, they're going to be extremely excited for a long time sharing the backfield together.
Two-headed monster, I think, is a perfect way to describe that. And like you said, maybe RBU. I think Alabama now is everything U. So not too hard of a pitch here for Richard Young, as he has decided to sign with Nick Saban, the gold standard of college football, and Alabama. For more on this, guys, and all things Alabama Crimson Tide recruiting, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're going to have videos coming out throughout the rest of the day breaking down all of these signings. And don't forget, go to BamaInsider.com as well. Hit the like button on this video and get in the comments. Let me know what you think about Richard Young, what kind of impact he is going to make at Alabama. For Andrew Bone, my name is Trey Yanity, as Richard Young has signed his letter of intent.